You don't come across a player like Amen Thompson every single day. Being deemed the best athlete in the NBA and one of the premier young talents in the NBA, Amen Thompson uses these tools to his advantage every single game. With all these athletic gifts that he provides, he's already one of the better defenders in the NBA and is a very big reason why the Houston Rockets finished top 5 in defensive rating this season. So with the Houston Rockets having one of the top tier defenses in the NBA and finishing as the 2nd seed in the Western Conference, the question would be, how would Amen Thompson fare in the playoffs defensively? Well, luckily, he's going to be put to the test. Steph Curry, being known as one of the greatest offensive players in NBA history and one of the toughest guards in NBA history, he's going to give Amen Thompson every single battle that he could ask for in his first postseason stint. Steph Curry has had superstars gassed on the bench during timeout breaks. Steph is a guy that does not stop moving off ball. He's one of the greatest offensive threats the league has ever seen. He's the biggest three-point shooting threat the league has ever seen. How is a guy that's playing in his first playoff stint going to fare against a Steph Curry who has real championship DNA? So here's the $1 million question. Is Amen Thompson the Steph Curry stopper? So I wanted to get a part of this, and I kind of wanted to get in front of it because I feel as though people are looking at Steph's end of series stats versus what he actually did against Amen Thompson. They're kind of confusing the two. I think Steph had a fairly good first round series. I do think he was very up and down. Don't think he had a good game in game 5, 6, or 7. His jump shot was just very inconsistent, and he didn't really have those moments that you would see Steph usually have. And I'm not even talking about 2016 or 2017 Steph. I'm talking about as far as being the last time he was in the playoffs. And I do legitimately think that that was X factor of what the Rockets could do at Steph Curry, because they have the athleticism, they have the perimeter defense that they can throw at Steph Curry to make his life really difficult. And I think Amen Thompson was the very key to what they were trying to do defensively for Steph Curry. So I feel as though throughout this series, especially the earlier part in the series, the Golden State Warriors were making it a priority to keep Amen off of Steph Curry. So if you take a look at this clip here, as you're going to see, we have Steph Curry and AirPods on the right side of the floor. Jalen Green's going to be guarding AirPods, and Amen is going to be guarding Steph like we anticipated. So Steph is going to be setting the screen for Jalen Green here. But as soon as he sets the screen, you're going to have to switch. Steph Curry has the jump shot and the quickness of his jump shot to get off any shot if you're going to try and double him, or you're also going to get a cutting AirPods here. So once they set the switch and Steph realizes that he has Jalen Green on him, he's going to flash to the wing and receive another screen for Moses Moody, creating a wide open shot for him. And we all see how quick that jump shot goes off. And he misses the shot, but he gets a really good look. Now, to be fair to Steph Curry, he is 37 years old. I just don't believe he has the isolation skills anymore, or just the athleticism at his age to be able to attack a guy like Amen Thompson in isolation. So for him to be getting all those off-ball actions ran for him is something that's pretty regular, and that's something that we've seen before. One thing I do think is very true to say is I think Amen struggled a little bit getting around screens when they were set for Steph, because Steph just has that burst of speed that he can use around screens. And once again, he's not, his open is different from a Jimmy Butler open. His open is like a sliver of space, and Jimmy Butler or a Gary Payton or an AirPods, their open is a different level of open for Steph Curry. So here we're going to see, I believe it's Gary Payton the second set the screen for Steph Curry here. And Amen is being as physical as he possibly can. And this is the playoffs. This is something we know is going to happen. GP sets the screen. Amen struggles to get around it. This is a wide open look for Steph here. This is a wide open look. He decides to drive. He gets the floater going, and he knocks that one down. But there's also levels of aspects to this game that I think Amen really thrived in this series that I do want to touch on. As I said earlier in this video, I think Amen Thompson is a level of athlete that we have rarely seen. I mean, we've seen Amen Thompson be compared to 2009 LeBron James. And when you have that level of strength, size, athleticism, and length, it's going to bother a small guard like Steph Curry, who is not in his athletic peak anymore. Here we're going to see Steph Curry try and create for himself in the half-court opportunities, bringing up the ball, and Amen Thompson's going to pick him up the second he crosses half court. And you can just tell that Amen is faster, stronger, longer. And Steph is going to try and create. Amen beats him to a spot there. He cuts off that driving lane. Steph drives back. He notices he's not going to get the driving lane. He goes up for a shot, but this is what makes Amen Thompson such a great athlete. He has that leaping ability. He has that timing. He has that quick jump that he's going to be able to contest a shot better than the average defender, even if it looks like he's giving Steph a little bit too much room that you would expect him to. So there, he has a really good contest, and Steph airballs the shot. And this is where I feel as though Amen Thompson's game gets elevated, because you not only can use him as a point of attack defender, you can use him as a low man, you can use him as a roamer, somebody to play passing lanes, and that's exactly what Amen's doing here. When you have a team around Steph Curry that has a non-shooter in Gary Payton, another non-shooter in Kevon Looney who isn't sitting around the rim, teams are going to help off of those guys and dare them to make shots. That's why there's such a gap between Amen Thompson and Gary Payton. Gary Payton should never be sitting here so far away from the three-point line. So Amen he has eyes on Steph Curry. So Steph looks like he's going to get the driving lane on Jalen Green. Jalen Green is pushing him towards the help in Amen Thompson and Dillon Brooks. Dillon Brooks doesn't want to bite too hard because Jimmy Butler is in the dunker. So Amen Thompson is going to collapse on Steph and get the block shot. He's a really good roamer. And once that happens, now they're out in transition. And this is where Amen Thompson works best at offensively. Now, this is game 6. And if we do remember, Steph Curry went on a flurry to end the second half, and he hit a couple of threes. He got to the rim. He got an and one. So Amen Thompson notices how hot Steph Curry is, and look where he's standing. He's standing right past the half-court line, knowing Steph Curry is a threat the second he crosses it. So the second Steph crosses it, he's immediately applying ball pressure. Applying ball pressure. Amen Thompson's reaction time is fantastic. He does not foul. He contests really well, and this is a bad shot from Steph Curry, leading to an air ball. Now, this possession is also very, very interesting because this is something I noticed throughout the series as well. Amen Thompson would be guarding Steph Curry completely out of the play. Now, this is something that I kind of argued with myself just a little bit, because you're taking Houston's best defender out of the play here. But Amen Thompson is also taking the Warriors' best offensive player out of the play here. So which 4 do you trust more? Do you trust the 4 of Golden State's offense on the floor right now, or the 4 of Houston's defense on the floor right now? Dillon Brooks, Tari Eason, Fred VanVleet, and Steven Adams versus Pods, Jimmy, Moses, and Quentin Post. I believe the Houston Rockets are much more equipped to get a stop here with their 4, especially taking out the best offensive player on the floor and on the team for the Golden State Warriors, than the Warriors are to get a bucket without Steph Curry in the play. So when I first thought about this, I'm like, okay, the Warriors are taking the best defender out of the play for the Houston Rockets. Steph isn't in this play at all. But I believe the Houston Rockets are more equipped in this possession to get a stop with really good defenders like Tari Eason, Dillon Brooks, and Fred VanVleet. Even Steven Adams can be a solid rim protector or a rebounder in this possession here. And you've taken Steph Curry out of the play completely. Now you've taken Amen Thompson out of the play completely as well, but this lineup is more slanted defensively for the Houston Rockets than it is offensively. And I just believe the Golden State Warriors don't have the offense if Steph is taken out of the play consistently like this for the Warriors to be effective. Here you're going to see Amen Thompson collapse back on Steph Curry once he has the space to even get a shot up. He takes him out the play again, and Jimmy Butler does get an open 3, but you see, he misses it. I also want to throw in 41 possessions, Steph Curry averaged 9 points per 75 possessions against Amen Thompson on 31% true shooting. So going into this series, there was a claim that Amen Thompson would be the Steph Curry stopper. And after a few games, it looked like it wasn't going to hold up. Steph Curry was getting hot. He had 31 points in the first game. He had a lot of really big shots in those first few games. But I do think Amen Thompson did a really good job on Steph Curry in this series. And the Houston Rockets did not lose this series because of their defense. Outside of the first 3 games, Amen Thompson was by far the best player for the Houston Rockets, in my opinion. And it really came down to the offensive contributions that he made for the Houston Rockets, also while taking on the matchup of Steph Curry. And we know how stressful that can be in a playoff situation. So, no, I don't necessarily think Amen Thompson is the Steph Curry stopper. I don't think that exists, but I do think he is the prototype of what you could use to stop Steph Curry in the later years of his career. So, ladies and gentlemen, if you guys like this type of content, please be sure to like, comment, and subscribe. Make sure you guys follow me on Instagram at @TheBuzzerSports. Follow me on TikTok at @TheBuzzerSports. Follow me on Twitter at ATBSports1. And make sure you guys join my playback room, because this offseason we're going to be watching some historic games. You got James Harden playoff games, LeBron James 2018 finals runs, Steph Curry 2016 NBA finals runs. We got old Bill Russell games, old Michael Jordan games. We're going to be watching it all this offseason. And before I get out of here, I just want to say thank you to everyone who's been supporting my channel. We've been growing so much over the past few months, and I hope everybody has a good day, and I'll see you guys next time. Peace.